Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Deep Dive Knowledge Talk. Hello everyone. I'm excited to discuss a fascinating topic in natural language processing. To kick things off, could you elaborate on the role of retrieval-augmented generation, RAG, in enhancing the capabilities of large language models, particularly in retrieving information from extensive document collections?
Retrieval-augmented generation, RAG, acts like a helpful librarian in a huge library filled with countless books. Imagine you have a question, and instead of searching through every single book, you ask the librarian to find the most relevant ones for you. RAG helps large language models, LMS, do just that by retrieving important information from vast collections of documents, allowing them to provide answers quickly and accurately. However, RAG has a bit of trouble when it comes to broader questions that require understanding the main ideas or themes in a large set of documents. It's like asking the librarian for a summary of all the books in the library rather than just finding specific pages. This type of question, which needs a summary rather than just retrieval, is known as query-focused summarization, QFS. To address this issue, advanced approaches combine RAG with QFS, creating a system that not only retrieves specific information, but also understands and summarizes broader themes across large amounts of text, making it more effective and insightful.
That's a great analogy to illustrate how RAG functions. Now, could you elaborate on the unique challenges that arise when attempting to perform query-focused summarization, QFS, on large datasets, especially when compared to the traditional retrieval methods? What specific limitations do existing QFS methods face in handling extensive text collections?
When trying to summarize specific questions about large datasets, query-focused summarization, QFS, faces unique challenges, much like a student trying to write a study while dealing with a mountain of books. One major challenge is the sheer volume of text. Existing QFS methods struggle to keep up with the massive amounts of information contained in these datasets. It's like trying to fit a big puzzle into a small box. There just isn't enough space to fit everything comfortably. Another limitation is related to how large language models, LMS, handle context. Imagine having a very narrow view of a wide landscape, if you can only see a small part at a time. You might miss important details that are further away. Traditional methods often have a narrow context window, meaning they can only focus on a limited amount of text at once. As a result, they might lose valuable information that is situated in the middle of a lengthy document. To make matters worse, when trying to retrieve information from long texts, the basic retrieval methods used in RAG often do not provide the comprehensive summaries that QFS requires. They might find specific pieces of information, but they fail to create an overall understanding or clear view of the themes and ideas across all the documents. This combination of overwhelming text volume and limited context makes traditional QFS methods inadequate for processing extensive collections effectively. Therefore, a new approach, like GraphRag, is being developed to better handle these expansive datasets and improve the summarization process.
That's a compelling explanation of the challenges involved. Now, could you describe how the GraphRag approach specifically addresses these limitations? What are the key innovations in building the graph-based text index? And how do these innovations enhance the method's ability to generate comprehensive and diverse answers to global questions?
The GraphRag approach tackles the limitations of traditional methods by building a graph-based text index in two key stages. First, it creates an entity knowledge graph from the source documents. You can think of this as mapping out different topics and ideas like a spider web, where each thread connects related concepts. This helps the model understand how different pieces of information are linked together. The second stage involves generating community summaries for groups of closely related entities. Imagine a group of friends who share similar interests. These summaries act like introductions that tell you what each friend is about in relation to a larger topic. This way, when a user asks a question, the system can pull together these community summaries to create a more complete picture. When a question is posed, the approach produces partial responses from each community summary. Then, these partial answers are combined and summarized into a final response. This multi-layered responding method allows the model to provide more comprehensive and diverse answers, much like gathering various opinions from a group before forming a well-rounded conclusion. By integrating knowledge graphs with retrieval and summarization techniques, GraphRag significantly improves the ability to handle extensive datasets and generate richer insights. It can also adapt to different types of questions and the sheer volume of text, all while being more efficient in processing the information. This creates a more effective toolkit for understanding complex datasets and answering global questions.
That's a fascinating breakdown of the GraphRag approach. Can you elaborate on the role of large language models, LLMs, in this framework? Specifically, how do LMS contribute to building the entity knowledge graph and generating community summaries? And what advantages do they bring to the overall process of query-focused summarization in this context?
Large language models, LMS, play a crucial role in the GraphRag framework by acting as the brain that processes and organizes information. They contribute significantly to two key areas: building the entity knowledge graph and generating community summaries. When creating the entity knowledge graph, LMs analyze the source documents to identify and connect important concepts or entities, much like a detective putting together clues to form a clearer picture of a mystery. This graph structure helps in visualizing the relationships between different pieces of information, making it easier to navigate and retrieve relevant knowledge as needed. For generating community summaries, LMS take the connected entities from the graph and provide concise descriptions of groups of related concepts. Imagine a group project where each member summarizes their part. The LM synthesizes these individual summaries into cohesive overviews. This enables the system to provide a more comprehensive understanding of the topics at hand. The advantages LMS bring to the overall process of query-focused summarization are substantial. Their ability to process and understand language allows them to create a richer, more nuanced understanding of the data. They can handle complex queries and produce varied responses that reflect the diverse perspectives within the data. This capacity for understanding context and generating meaningful summaries enhances the overall effectiveness of answering global questions, allowing users to grasp complex datasets in a more informed manner.
That's an insightful look at the interplay between LMS and the GraphRag framework. Could you discuss the empirical results achieved with the GraphRag approach? Specifically, what metrics or benchmarks were used to evaluate its performance? And how did the results compare to the traditional RAG baseline in terms of comprehensiveness and diversity of answers?
The empirical results achieved with the GraphRag approach show promising improvements compared to traditional methods. To evaluate its performance, several metrics were used, focusing mainly on comprehensiveness and diversity of answers. These metrics help assess how well the system provides a complete view of the topics and how varied the responses are. In head-to-head comparisons, GraphRag outperformed a traditional naive RAG baseline on both comprehensiveness and diversity metric. This means that when users asked questions, the answers provided by GraphRag were not only more complete, but also included a wider range of perspectives and information than those from the naive RAG approach. Furthermore, when comparing GraphRag to global map-reduced summarization of source texts, it also demonstrated favorable performance on the same metrics while operating at a lower token cost. This indicates that GraphRag can deliver rich, informative responses without requiring excessive computational resources. Additionally, the ability to provide specific examples, quotes, and citations was highlighted as critical for helping users gain a better understanding of broad issues and themes. This suggests that the GraphRag approach not only improves the quality of answers, but also enhances the user's overall experience by making the information more actionable and understandable.
Those results are indeed impressive and highlight the effectiveness of the GraphRag approach. Finally, could you reflect on the broader implications of this research? How do you see the integration of graph-based methods and large language models influencing the future of query-focused summarization and information retrieval in various domains, such as education, research, or industry?
The integration of graph-based methods and large language models, LMS, through the GraphRag approach has significant implications for the future of query-focused summarization and information retrieval across various domains, such as education, research, and industry. In education, This technology can enhance learning by providing students with comprehensive summaries of complex topics. Imagine a student being able to ask, "What are the main ideas about climate change?" and receiving a well-rounded answer that pulls insights from multiple sources, complete with examples and connections to related themes. This would foster a deeper understanding of subjects, making learning more efficient and engaging. In research, the ability to synthesize vast amounts of literature quickly and accurately can support scholars in identifying trends, gaps, and key findings in their fields. Researchers could easily access community summaries that highlight significant studies, offering a clearer landscape of existing knowledge. This could accelerate discovery and innovation by allowing researchers to focus on areas that require further exploration. In industry, businesses could leverage these tools to improve decision-making processes. For instance, during a product development phase, teams could ask questions about market trends or consumer preferences and receive comprehensive summaries that help inform their strategies. The insights generated can lead to more informed and competitive business practices. Overall, the GraphRag approach not only enhances the efficiency of retrieving and summarizing information, but also supports human sense-making in complex domains. As these technologies continue to evolve, they will likely lead to more intuitive and powerful tools for navigating the ever-growing volume of information in our data-driven world.
Thank you to our researcher for sharing valuable insights on retrieval-augmented generation and query-focused summarization. As we've discussed, RAG enhances large language models by retrieving information from vast document collections. However, QFS faces challenges in understanding and summarizing broad themes in these datasets. GraphRag addresses these challenges by building a graph-based text index that connects related concepts. This enhances QFS, providing a more comprehensive understanding of the data and generating more diverse answers. Large language models are crucial in building the knowledge graph and generating community summaries, improving the system's ability to process complex queries and provide rich insights. Empirical results demonstrate the superiority of GraphRag over traditional approaches in comprehensiveness and diversity of answers. These advancements have significant implications for education, research, and industry practices. By providing efficient and intuitive tools for navigating complex datasets, GraphRag empowers users with deeper understanding and enhanced decision-making. We encourage you to explore these technologies further and stay updated on the latest developments. Thank you again to our guest and to all who participated in this enlightening discussion.